Hi, hello. Well, full marks for the ones of you who remembered that we had an hour time change in the UK. If you didn't, then you've been wondering where I've been for the last hour. Or maybe, hang on a minute, no, maybe you won't join me till 10 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. So maybe you're all confused with the time change. We shall see, we shall see who joins us and who doesn't. Who remembered about the hour change and who didn't. It'll totally confuse Lydia because she always comes in 10 minutes before I go off. So she'll be coming in 10 minutes before I've already been off for an hour, won't she? Oh, well, never mind. Hi, Munchkin. You remembered, did you, that we're an hour difference? I'm just wondering who will join me tonight and who won't remember. Mostly the American people will not. Hi, Linda. People in the US will probably forget and wonder where on earth I am. Or join me an hour late because I think the clocks went back. Yeah. So I think I'm on an hour earlier than usual to the people in America. I think. I can never work it out. I wish they'd stop messing with it. Daylight saving. All I know is it's going dark sooner, which I don't like. You know, you go to Knit Club, you're practically coming home in the dark, which is not fun when you're on a little scooter. It's a little bit vulnerable. Still, we shall see what we shall see. I'm doing a bit of knitting, which is already hurting my hand, and I've only done 2 rows. These things are sent to try us, aren't they? Hi, Chris, you remembered. Hi, Denise. I was wondering who'd remember and who would. We'll see who misses it, yeah, because of the time difference. Oh, dear. Because I think I'm an hour earlier to the people in the US, aren't I? An hour earlier. It's an hour later for you in the States, is it? I thought I'd be getting messages like, where are you? It happens every year because people forget. Happens twice a year. Oh gosh, I'm warm. Hi, Enid. I'm a bit warm. Let me undo my cardigan. Ooh. Yeah, I lit the fire and I'm getting a bit hot now. I was cold before and now I'm hot. It'll die down. It's got coal on now, so it'll die down. Yeah, I'm hot stuff, Chris. I've just been down memory lane listening to some sort of, I suppose it'd be 80s music, would it? On YouTube. You know, Heart and Black and, oh, it sings The Power of Love. Yeah, I've just been listening to all that kind of music, yeah. Much better than today's music, yeah. The Bangles, yeah. Oh, you can't wonder. The blooming fireworks. We seem to have stopped around here. Huey Lewis. No, this was another. Was a woman singing The Power of Love. No, it was definitely a woman on my YouTube. She looked a bit weird. She had like, yeah, no, it's definitely Jennifer Rush. That's the one. Yeah, she was singing it on my video anyway. Maybe they both did a version. Maybe they both. Oh, gosh, it's hot. Well, it's hot in here. It's not hot outside. I actually braved it into my shed today. Ooh, didn't stay. Just braved it into the shed and back again. I just went, pick some wool up, that'll do. I was in no mood for browsing. So goodness knows what it is I'm knitting with. It's some weird stuff. It's Nagano, whatever that is. It's got no information. Oh, a bit of information on it. What are we? 100% acrylic. It feels very woolly, but it is acrylic. And I have no idea where it's been made. Maybe if I put my glasses on, I could read the little writing. Take a letter, Miss Smith. Oh, my goodness me. Halenkov. It could be Turkish. Yeah, it sort of looks very Turkishy, the writing. It's great. It's got no colour and no lot number. I think it's Turkish. Who else spells acryl like that? Acryl. Halenkov. Whoever that is. I thought it said topless, but it says topped. It's me thinking it said topless. But it's quite me, quite jazzy. I've got a couple of Karen cakes left, I think. And I think I've got a couple of cakes of Aldi, although it's not my favourite. Hey Nathan. Aldi yarn is not my favourite. I've got to be truthful. It sometimes feels very rough. And the sock, I did get some sock wool once, and that was atrocious. It just shrank like mad. It was just shriveled up to nothing when you washed it. So I can't say I'm overly impressed by Aldi yarn. Oh, I've got an itchy back already. I cannot stand labels on my clothes, and this dress has got a label in it. Oh. Oh. Ooh. I see Sheila got another load of yarn again. Cotton this time. She's so lucky. Not that I need any, I'm not begging or anything like that, but it's just like, oh, she got some more. Hi, Sophie. Another one changed her name. I wish you'd stop. You confuse me. I just about get everybody sorted out, and then you go and change your names, yeah? And then you get me all confused. And it doesn't take a lot to confuse me. Not these days, it doesn't. At one time, I had a brain like that was super duper sharp, and now it's super duper dull. At least I've still got one. It may function a little bit less kilowatts than it used to, but I still have one. I thought this was Aran, so I started a cardigan in an Aran weight pattern, but it was boop. thought, no, it's not Aaron. So I'm using it up as chunky now. I think it's a fine chunky. Oh, the Ring camera notification. You know, my son messaged me from Spain to ask me what I picked up off the driveway. Hello. Ours goes off if anybody walks past next door. Sometimes they cut across the driveway, our driveway, because they've got their driveway dug up at the moment, ready to have a new driveway put in. So they tend to have a duck pond. So the kids tend to do a shortcut across our drive, which has been done, so that they don't have to walk through a puddle to get to the front door. So that sets off the Ring camera. Well, my son was watching the Ring doorbell camera from Spain. So I came back one day, went through the camera, and he went, oh, charming. I couldn't resist because I knew he'd be watching. So I couldn't resist pulling my tongue out at him. It feels like wool. It says it's all acrylic. I hope it's not wool because it'll make me itch if it is. I can't wear it if it's wool. Stuck in my head now, that the power of love. Oh, it's this. Why don't I cut labels out of my dresses? Why don't I do it? Because I sit here itching and twitching. And I've definitely not got fleas because I had my shower. Most of the labels don't bother me, but this, I think I had this dress on the other day when I was scratching. It was washed after I'd worn it last time. Oh, my wool's squeaking. It definitely feels like wool because it's squeaking. Well, I think all the Vlogtober videos that we've all been watching have all stopped, haven't they? Some of them are saying they're going to do Vlogmas, aren't they? Yeah, I'll miss them all. I'm looking around for something to watch today. I'm like, oh, where have they all gone? And I realised it's November, they've all gone now. No Vlogtobers anymore. You get used to it, don't you? Switching on and something new to watch every day. You get used to it. And then when they stop, you're like, what do I do now? I don't think anybody's doing Vlogmember, whatever it's called, Vlogember. I think they're all waiting for Christmas for Vlogmas, aren't they? I did it one year. Oh, gosh, I could not. I couldn't think of anything to say every day. I got fed up with doing it. I think I did it for the whole month, but oh, it was a hard work. I was starting to bore myself, you know what I mean? I was sat there going, well, you're very boring, aren't you? You know, you're not very interested. Who the heck's going to watch you? Oh, dear. You know, when you bore yourself, it's not a good sign, is it? When you're talking, you think, God, Janet, you're boring. Yeah. I'm better off, but not having said that, I haven't done any videos for ages. I've just not had the incentive, you know. I've kind of I won't say I've gone off crocheting and knitting, but I haven't been doing as much. And I just don't feel I've got anything much to say at all. What, even more insane than usual, the hated. Oh dear. Ali's going on a retreat. I've always wanted to go on one of those retreats, but they're always so expensive, aren't they? I've never been able to do it. You know, you've got to get there, which is like, for me, in my case, train fare or whatever. Then you've got to pay for your accommodation, unless it's included in the abnormally high price of the actual retreat. But they're hundreds of pounds, aren't they? And I'm like, oh, I've never had that kind of money. I would just like to go on one just to see whether, you know, you come home with any more information or whether it's just a sort of excuse to chat with people that you don't know. You know, whether you actually do learn anything, you know, any new techniques or anything like that. I mean, they have these dyeing workshops and things like that, but I don't mean dyeing as in, I mean dyeing as in wool. But it's never been really one of my things, that. I've never wanted to dye yarn and I've never wanted to spin yarn. It's just not one of my things, yeah. And a couple of people who've been on courses, you know, sort of not being big-headed, but they thought that they knew more than the tutor did, you know. So, I mean, I would hate to spend a few £100 and find that it was like teaching the grandma to suck eggs, you know what I mean? Because after all, I've been, you know, oh, what? Oh, I'm all fast ups here. I've been crocheting since I've been 13, so yeah, there's lots of techniques I don't know. What on earth have you done, Janet? I'm fast up in the wool from my crocheting. Oh, I'm going to have to thread it through. Oh, dearie me. What are you doing? Why is it when you've got like two lots of wool on the go, they always have to mate, tangle up on each other? They're miles apart from each other on the floor, and yet they've managed to get fast up together. Now I'm having to thread it all through. Oh, for goodness sake. What? I'm threading it through the wrong way, I'm sure I am. Right, come on. Stop it, Janet. Concentrate on what you're doing. This is just to drive me nuts. Right, if this doesn't work, I'm going to go mad. Why has it got so knotted up? The thing is, the black wool's still attached to what I was crocheting, so I can't just get rid of the black. Oh, for goodness sake. Maybe if I get the ball of black, I might do better. Oh, this is... This is driving me mad. Oh, Lord above. Right. Where does the black go? In, over, through, off. Around there. Do you know, this is going to get cut in a minute. It's no good. I'm going to get my hair off with this now. Where's my scissors? I've had enough. Right. That doesn't untangle itself now. It never will. How dare it? I'm cutting it again. I don't care what I'm doing here. I've had enough. Right, that's it. I've got 2 cuts in my black yarn now. Oh, I couldn't undo it, so I've cut it. I'll probably be cussing now when I pick up the black, and it's all in pieces. It just got itself wrapped around this yarn I'm knitting with. Really messy. Oh, I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood. Right, I'm back. Oh, and I'm still hot. I'm going to have to take my cardi off. I wasn't hot before, but now I'm hot. Oh, got my red bra on. I usually wear black or white, but I have this one red one. Put it down there. That's better. I'll probably cool down in a minute and want to put my cardigan back on again. My hand is still sore. That's why I'm still wearing my mitten. Every day I keep saying, I must make a doctor's appointment. But you feel pathetic, don't you? Going to the doctor saying, my hand hurts. You know, there's people in there got far worse things than I've got, and I'm sitting there going, but my hand hurts. Do you feel a fraud when you go to the doctors with something minor? You know, do you feel as though you're wasting the time? And yet it's painful. It really is painful. Oh, I don't know what it is here. Look, 63 is our summer, Enid. 63 is our summer. Not our winter. It's our summer, 63. We do little dances when it gets to 70. We've had a lousy summer this year. Absolutely lousy summer. The helter-skelter, if you know what a helter-skelter is, where you get a mat at the top and you go round, round, round and come out at the bottom, blew off the pier in Blackpool and finished up on the beach near me. We never had a summer, so it might be officially over, but it never really came. We had spring and then we had autumn. We didn't have the bit in between. I don't know what the weather's like here. I shall have a little look what the temperature is. Ow, ow, my hand. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, God, this. Now my phone's playing up. Oh. Temperature 53 degrees, but it feels more like 51, it says. It's cloudy, no chance of rain, humidity 85%, and the wind is only 6 miles an hour, which is a nice change from what we've been having all. I always hope it pours down on bonfire night because I really hate the fireworks because they upset the animals. Yeah, in the UK, we don't bother much with Halloween. We don't really, go a bundle on that, but we do bonfire night, which is November the 5th. But they usually celebrate it on the closest weekend to the 5th, rather than have the children out on a school night, yeah. So I think it seems to be tonight because it's all boom, boomer, bang, bang. Doesn't seem to be affecting the dogs too much. But we don't have many children around here. That's why we don't have Halloween or trick-or-treating. I think there's only about 2 kids on the whole street. Well, 2 young kids on the whole street. Next door's are 2 grown-up, the teenagers. They're not interested in Halloween. I think the house across the road, they've got 2 young ones. They did actually put a pumpkin out on the doorstep. But I never saw the kids dressed up and they didn't go trick-or-treating. It's more an American thing, I think. They don't really bother here at all. On my old street where I used to live, they've got loads of little kiddies on there now. Because as the houses have become vacant, they've been taken up by young families. And they did do little trick-or-treating on the old little street, But, I said, yes, thank you, thumbs up, please. But I think they just stayed to their own little street, where everybody knew them. It's a worry, isn't it, these days, with your kiddies. You don't want them knocking on strange people's doors. And especially if people are elderly. It scare the living daylights out of them. Especially if you turn up with a mask or something on, Some old dear with a dodgy heart opening the door going, "Ah!" But they don't go crazy like they do in America. Well, I didn't get any sweeties anyway because I didn't go knocking on anybody's door. We used to go to a Halloween fancy dress when I was married, but it was adults only and it was down at the squash club. And everybody got dressed up as witches and whatnot and everything. And it was just a Halloween fancy dress party. But no kids. I don't know where I got this wool from, yarn from, whatever you want to call it. I've no idea where I got it from. I'm doing another cardigan. If you remember that maroon one I made with the lurex, I absolutely loved it, but it's discontinued. That's the pattern I'm using. But I knit fast. Well, it's because I have a needle underneath my arm. People who knit free, they knit really, really slow. I can't understand why they knit so slowly. It's painful watching some people knit. Painful. The only people who knit faster, I think, are the people who knit continental. They knit quite quickly. I actually started a pair of socks on, 4 needles, but I've lost the knack of it. I kept dropping my stitches. Yeah, that's the way I knit. Considering I'm doing ribbing, which is slower than knitting. Oh, I couldn't be knitting. I watch some people knitting and they're going, and I'm like, how on earth did they ever finish a blinking jumper? Must take them years. But I've always knitted this way. Always knitted with my needle under my arm. Ephraim knits like this as well. I don't touch this. I don't hold this needle at all. The needle is just under my arm. I don't hold on to it at all. That's why it's quicker, because I'm only flicking my wool over. I'm not hanging onto the needle like grim death. I only hold this needle. I'm knitting a pair of socks. I started them, but I have to knit with a knitting. I think I told you, a macking. A knitting belt. I can't knit. You tuck and throw, do you? Yeah, I'm a thrower. It's supposed to be slower as well, but I think I knit a lot quicker than a lot of people. A guy on the train once watched me. He said, I'm supposed to be doing my work. He said, on the way down on the train to London, he said, but I can't take my eyes off you knitting. He said, you're fascinating me. About the only time I've ever fascinated a man in my life. It wasn't me, it was me knitting. Mind you, I wish I had £1 for everybody that comes up to me when I'm crocheting. Like you knitting? Nope. Knitting's got 2 needles. Crocheting's got 1 with a hook on the end of it. They can't work it out. So, yeah, loads of bit. It's a bit like that. What's it called? ASMR or something, where people watch people doing things, don't they? Well, apparently some people like watching me knit for some unknown reason. My ex-husband used to hate it because he said I rocked the sofa. He would not sit on a chair. And I couldn't sit on my chair because if I'm trying to knit with anything with arms on it, the arms get in the way. When I go to knit club, the seats I sit on have got arms. And I have to sit at a very funny angle. And it hurts me back because the arms get in the way. And my recliner, I had to buy a 4-inch piece of solid foam to go underneath the cushion on the recliner because I couldn't knit. The arms got in the way. My old recliner, when I was at the other house, it had fabric arms and it was a wider chair altogether. But when I was married, I used to sit on the sofa because I couldn't sit on the chair because of the arm situation used to get in the way. And he used to always want to sit on the sofa with me. I said, there's 2 armchairs. Go and sit on one of them. Stop moaning about me shaking the chair. Well, I eat all the time. I can't stand people who eat with their mouth open. Oh, that knocks me sick. We go to the fish and chip cafe on a Thursday sometimes, and people are there going, oh, and I'm like, oh, please, close your mouth. So impolite. I don't want to look at what's in your mouth. My mother would have clapped me around the back of the head for that. If I'd have been showing everything that was in my mouth. I've seen them with chewing gum doing that. Do you ever see them with chewing gum? Chucking it from one side of the mouth to the other, and everybody has to have a look. Please. Keep your mouth closed. Chew with your mouth shut. And they make smacking noises, don't they? Oh! I once finished with a guy because of that. Everything was going swingingly. We were getting on really, really well till we went out for a meal. And I thought, oh, I can't go out with anybody that makes them kind of smacky noises while he's eating. Oh, no. Put me right off him. That was the end of that romance. When I was younger, I wasn't following this guy in a sports car. We were sort of like keep passing each other, traffic lights and that. Gorgeous he was. And he kept weighing me up and looking at me. And I thought, oh, he's nice. Nice car, nice everything. And then he gets to the traffic lights and he starts picking his nose. And I'm like, oh, gone right off you now. You might be gorgeous looking, but no. There's a time and a place. Oh, dear. You're going for gold, you know what I mean? Oh. It wasn't just a surreptitious little, I've got something at the end of my nose. It wasn't one of them. It was a corkscrew. You might do that in private at home. No, I'm not. I'm just scratching. I'm not. Just in case you're wondering. Kids do that, don't they? Oh, my son, when he was younger. Don't do that. Well, I've got something. I said, come here, get a hanky. Hello. Hi, Nathan. I'm all right, I suppose. My hand hurts, but I'm all right apart from that. My sore throat never came. It sort of lingered at the back of my throat, and I thought I was going to get a real stonker, and then it just disappeared. So I don't know what it was. Oh, I've got songs in my head now through watching the YouTube before I came on here. I never really cared until I met you. Because, well, I'm all right, I think. Don't know about the others, but I think I'm all right. Others may not agree, but I think I'm all right. A little eccentric, but I don't mind. Didn't get any. Nobody comes. There's nobody on our street does that sort of stuff. I don't believe in it anyway. I wouldn't have opened the door. I'm a Scrooge or a Grinch or whatever you want to call it. No sweeties in this house, only for me. No news is good news. If it was bad news, they'd probably have told you. That's what they usually say, isn't it? No news is good news. How many inches of rib do I have to do? I know it's a lot. It's a very long rib, this. Working 2x2 rib for 8 centimetres. Decrease 3 stitches on evenly across the last row. Oh, really? Making a cardigan, just a plain one. If you remember that maroony one I had on the other day with like bits of glitter in it, Everybody loves it. It's just a plain cardigan. That's what I'm doing. But I'm using this weirdy wool that I found in the shed. To the neck of your jumper. It's quite a lowish neck, isn't it? Sort of a scoop neck, if I remember rightly. It's not a high neck. I don't know why. It's only a plain cardigan, this, but it fits really nicely. I think it's the wool, though, that everybody likes. But they don't do it anymore. I've looked on eBay to see if anybody was selling any off, the stash or something like that. It's not got much glitter in it. It's just got a little bit of lurex, but it just makes the cardigan look really special. When I went to see my diabetic nurse, she said, "Oh, I do love your cardigan." So it's one of those cardigans and it's dead plain. There's nothing to it, but everybody loves it. It's a Stylecraft pattern, if anybody's interested. It's in chunky. I bought it off eBay, not eBay, Etsy, which is why it's a PDF, but I had to print it out. It's just a very, very plain pattern. Stylecraft 9081. But I don't know whether it's just the style of it, but everybody loves it, yeah. I've made really complicated things, with cabling and fancy bits on, and nobody passes a comment. And yet this cardigan, everybody passes a remark. It must just be something that they like. Yeah, I put mine away for a long time because I put such a lot of weight on, I couldn't wear it. And yet, because my mum had made it for me, I never get rid of it, even though it was too small for me. Anyway, when I lost weight, I can wear it again now, so I'm glad I never got rid of it. I don't know why I couldn't part with it, because my mum had made it, yeah. Anything my mum had made, I couldn't part. Hi, excuse me. Yeah, thumbs up. Come on, thumbs up, please, everybody. Yeah, this is a modern pattern cast, so maybe it's coming back in to have a big rib. It's not an old pattern. It's modern. I hate it when I get bits of fluff. Yeah, I've been watching YouTube. I've been watching my narrowboat ladies. There's a narrowboat pirate. She's funny, Heidi. And the rum wench is the boat's name. Then I've been watching the other lady, the one who does all nature and that. Anyway, she went up to Chadderton. It's where I used to live. But oh boy, did she run aground. There was all sorts of rubbish in the canal. She was running over shopping trolleys and all sorts. She was, the canal was that shallow because of all the rubbish that was in it. And I felt so ashamed because I used to live in Chadderton. And I'm thinking, and it looked so pretty because she went through the park and there was like goats and everything and, animals and there was all this rubbish in the canal. And I'm like, I felt nothing to do with me, obviously, but I was ashamed of my fellow Chaddertonians. Yeah. Oh, the star jumper. Do you remember those tight jumpers that they all wore? Mind you, everybody was anorexic back in the day, weren't they? All the pop groups were so skinny, weren't they? Oh, there's a lady called Passionate Kelsey. She makes scrunchies out of that you know, that velvety yarn, that really thick blanket velvet yarn. She sells them for fun. I watch her on YouTube and she's packing these orders and packing these orders. And I'm like, gosh, wish I could have orders for scrunchies. Takes her about 10 minutes to make one and she sells it for about $18. I'm like, I could do with a bit of that. I didn't make mine out of velvet wool. I made mine out of normal wool, and I couldn't even sell them two for £1 when I did my craft show. But I got asked if I would do another craft show by one of the ladies that are doing it. I said, no, I'm not in the mood. And she was wearing the Frida Kahlo cardigan that I'd made for her. And she said people were taking photographs of it, asking where did they get it from. She says, I might get you some orders. I said, oh, it'll have to be after Christmas now. So I'm not in the mood before Christmas. If you remember me Frida Kahlo, it was all bright colours. I made one for Sue, and it had flowers on the pockets. The one I made for Sue was all done in greens and browns, but the one I made for her was all in bright, bright colours. Where's my pictures gone? There. I bet I can't find that. Da, 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 da. I bet I haven't got it. Bet I've got rid of it. That's the one I'm making now, the one that everybody loves. Oh, it's gone off. Ugh. I wouldn't mind, it was right at the back of her. You only have to touch my phone and it goes off. It's coming up now. That one, if you remember it. That's what I'm knitting. And it's got the Glurex in it. I can't remember, I've still got a photograph of the one I did for Sue. But probably not. You keep millions of photographs, don't you? But you never have the ones you want. I bet I haven't got it. I bet I haven't got it. I mean, there's the pictures of the house. But not the picture that I want. How many pictures of the shed have I got? Hundreds of the things. I'm determined I'll find it. I bet it's not here. No, it's not here. It's not there. Never mind. It's the Frida Kahlo one anyway. But somebody wants, well, a couple of people wanted one. But I can't be bothered before Christmas now. Feeling lazy. I've stopped really doing for other people. They always want them for nothing, don't they? I'll give you the price of the world. Yeah, that's not an incentive, love. What's 8 centimetres? It's a lot, isn't it? How's the dog getting on, Nathan? I know you were taking her back to the vet, weren't you? I think I'll get a surprise when it gets to the orange bit, because so far it's all deepish colours at the bottom, isn't it? It's got oranges and golds in it. When I get there, I'll be go, oh, it's a bit bright. Let's have a see how many centimetres I've done. I've done 5 and I've got to do 8, so I've got to knit a bit more. It's a bit longer. My fire has been going through wood at a rate of knots. I've got 3 big bagfuls last week, and they're nearly all gone. You're thinking a log burner's cheap. It maybe if you live in the woods where you've got access. Oh, that's good anyway. Have they given her any more antibiotics again? That little staffy that I follow, the one that's 20 and a half, they think they've cured hers at last. She's had loads of treatment and antibiotics, but they think she's going for MRI scan next week. Mia. 20 and a half, she's this doggy. 20 and a half. Oh, that's good. He's all right, what's it for her though? She's 20 and a half, and he said she can't go to the beach, so he brought the beach to her. And he put like a shower curtain at the back that was like a picture of the sand and the palm trees and that. And he put this plastic down and he put a load of sand on it and sat her on it. I thought, oh bless. Apparently she used to love going to the sea, but she's too old now, yeah. I think he's just making her last days as pleasant as he can, really. He'll be devastated when anything happens to her. I mean, this will be the 3rd one he's lost in a few years, because he always has these very elderly ones that he adopts, yeah. He lost Zook first of all, and then he lost Buster, and now he's losing Mia. That's the trouble with pets, they don't live long enough, do they? Oh, I'm onto a bit of bright pink. Ooh. Oh, that's short-lived. It's only only about 2 inches long, that bright pink. It's just a pop of colour. It's just a pop. I've got songs in my head now all I can think of, it's Good News Week. Oh, that's the trouble with watching YouTube tunes, isn't it? You get these tunes in your head and you can't get them out. Earworms, do they call them, yeah. Woo! On my birthday weekend, yeah. I haven't turned my calendar over. I'm still on October. Oh, another pop of pink. The new calendar for Simply Crochet is all little dollies. So, not that I ever do them, but they're all little dollies. Oh, gosh. Come here, Jane. What are you doing? Oh. Oh. Come here. Come here. Come here. All little dollies. That's the November one. See, I'd love that. It's easy. Dolls from around the world. Oh dear. I don't know what I'm keeping them in my bag for. Everybody's seen them that wants to see them. I can show you my socks, although they're not much. There's not much knitting on my socks. It's what I took to Knit Club. Where's it gone? That's all I've done so far. All I've done. Make sure I pull the right needle out. Oh, that's my socky. My hand, no, this is painful. Yeah, that's the wool. Look at the size of that ball. Sure, there's more than 100 grams there. That's what I have to knit with. I wear that around my waist and I stick the needle through the holes. It's called a macking, a knitting belt. I cannot knit with 4 needles unless I've got one stuck in the belt round my waist. Apparently, according to the ladies in Shetland, I'm the only person that they know of in England that uses one. Apparently, it's a Scottish thing. It's a Shetland Isle thing. I don't know whether anybody else in Scotland, because she was very, very surprised when I phoned her. She was in the Shetland Isles, and I asked her, would she send me one? And she's like, you're in Manchester, because I was at the time when I bought it. How come you heard about it? I said, my dad, he was working in Shetland during the war, and he said he'd seen them. And I can't knit. I said, with my hands free, couldn't knit socks because I couldn't knit free. I cannot knit on them circular. For the life of me, I can't knit on worms. And she was quite intrigued that my dad had seen them while he was, in the army on the Shetland Isles. The English army, British army, had it in their heads that the Germans would attack through the Shetland Isles. So they had troops up there. My dad was on the ack guns, or they call them, the guns. He was a gunner. I don't know what the real name was, but he used to call them the ack guns. And they used to have them in these turrets, like and Shetland's rubbing cold. And that's where he was during a lot of the war. Anti-aircraft is it? He used to call them the ack guns, yeah. And then he was on radar as well. But that's where they thought the Germans were going to come. Thought they were going to come into Scotland, but they didn't. Then when he wasn't up there, he finished up in Wormwood Scrubs, which is a prison down in London somewhere. But it wasn't that he was naughty or anything. It was just that they put the soldiers up there because a lot of the prisoners, they'd released them to go out to war, hadn't they? Unless they were really bad prisoners who didn't get released. But a lot of them, minor offenders, got released from prison to go and serve in the army. So they had cells free. So they put up the soldiers. So my dad was very proud of the fact he'd been in Wormwood Scrubs. Said it wasn't very pleasant. He wouldn't have liked to have been there as an offender. They didn't lock them in, by the way. They left the cell door. They closed it, but they didn't lock it, yeah. Oh, I'm getting up to the orange bit now. I'm getting to the bright colours. Whee! So it's nice that the ribbon's in the dark. You've got fat fingers. I've got... My nails hit the keyboard. So I type anything. I always say I've got dyslexic fingers. They don't type what my brain's telling them to do. I used to be able to touch type. But now if I try touch typing, I find I'm like one over. And then I made this whole sentence up of rubbish because it's all like one over, if you know what I mean, because you're on the wrong keys. I find the little keypad on my phone is awful. I've got a proper keyboard on this. But this is like a television screen. I can't be coping with anything smaller. It's like I've got a very small laptop. I think it's called a Chromebook or something. It's like a laptop, but a lot smaller. And I have used it to do a live, but I can't read anything that anybody's writing. It's like that. It's like minuscule lettering. So people are talking to me and I haven't got a clue what they're saying because I can't. You know, my son said to me one time, why do it on your phone? I said, do it on my phone? I said, no chance of reading anything that anybody says to me. I'd have to wear a pair of binoculars. It takes me all my time to read any text messages and people send them to me. I'm like, where's my glasses quick? You know, when I'm out and about and I don't have my specs. I hate the NHS. You have got a message, so put your email address in. It says, do you wish us to use your password for this? Yes. But then they say, right, write your password in, and they do it every time. And then when I finally get in, it's something stupid like, don't forget you've got an appointment. And I'm like, why can't you just, it's not that confidential. Why can't you just email me? If I increase the size of the font in the settings, then it goes like that. So you have to keep moving it from side to side to side to read the sentence because it won't stay on one. It won't stay on the, the inches for the phone. I've tried doing that, Munchkin, but then I have to keep moving my screen across to get it all in. That irritates me more than not being able to read it. Oh, I'm onto the pink. Whoa, look, pink. I'm getting the bright bits now because the orange is coming along. Woo. It was all the dark bits at the bottom. La, la, la. Val's finished her cardigan. That one she's doing with boho spirit. She said it's quite heavy though. Yep, she's finished her cardi. Very bright and nice, isn't it? I love the boho spirit. So when she comes on, if she comes on today, you've already seen her cardigan. I don't know what stitch she's done. It doesn't show it up very well on that picture. But it's an actual stitch, like a, I don't know what it's called. Very textured. Hi, Lizzie. Well, the fireworks have all stopped anyway now, thank goodness. All nice and quiet. I'm onto the pink, and now I'm going to be onto orange. Look, it's getting bright. Looks a bit odd, that little bit there, doesn't it? There. Is it there? It's like about one stitch of pink. Looks a bit odd. Never mind. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, I bought some. Supposed to be strawberry cheesecakes from Aldi. The biscuit bit was just like biscuit crumbs. You know how when you make your own, you mix it with butter and you let it go solid, don't you? So you get this solid biscuit base. That's just like crumbs. And there was this white bit that was supposed to be the cheesecake. And then they'd put like a squiggle of like some kind of jelly on the top. It didn't even cover. And I thought, ugh. I just said to my son, I said, if you want the other two, you can have them. I ate one of them. I thought, you buy them in a set of 3. I mean, I've had strawberry cheesecakes before from Asda, Marks and Spencer's and places like that, and they've been lovely. But you can tell they've made them on the cheap. You know, it was like a little drop of, well, it wasn't even strawberry jam. It was more like jelly stuff. And there was only about not even half a teaspoon stuck on the top. The economy version of cheesecakes. La 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 la. Found another lady that was going around places. She's in Wales though, somewhere. She was going around prefabs and everything. I get really interested in things like that. You know, the old-fashioned houses, how people lived. I find it very interesting. I'm not interested in like medieval castles and stuff. That's too far back. But you know, like people who lived in the 1900s or the late 1800s. You know, how they furnished the little cottages and how they lived and everything like that. I find that really interesting. Maybe I'm just weird that way. Social history, I think they call it, don't they? As opposed to history. I couldn't care less about the kings and the queens and stuff like that, you know, from the 14th, 15th century. I'm not interested. But I'm really interested in the social history, you know, like the Industrial Revolution and trains and steam trains and things like that, cotton mills and everything. That's what I'm interested in. And I do love watching my canal boat diaries, yeah. Oh, getting pink, we're getting up to orangey bits now. Getting quite bold, it's getting now. Don't know where I got this from. Hi, Val. I've just shown you cardigan to everybody. I just said, when Val comes on, tell her a cardigan's nice and she'll wonder how you know. I love anything like that, Linda. I love, looking at places how they used to be. When they preserve, the old tenements or the old places where people used to live like about 14 to a room. I just love looking at that. It is, like you say, social history, isn't it? I couldn't care less about some king in the 14th century, but I don't like that kind of history. I found that very boring when I was at school. I wish we'd done, more like the Industrial Revolution and things like that. I wish we'd done that. But we did further back, which I found very, very boring. I cannot remember numbers. I'm not one. My brother could quote you, you'd say, what year did King Charles live? My brother could. He was very good at remembering, figures and numbers and things. But the only one I ever remember was 1066. I think everybody remembers that one. But apart from that, no. I can't even remember my own. When the doctors and that say to me, when did you have your spinal operation? I'm like, don't know. When did you have your knee operation? Don't know. I can't even remember when I had my hand done. I just don't. I don't keep a diary and I don't keep letters really. Yeah, I'm more into the 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s, yeah. That's more my era. I don't mind before, like the 1900s. Don't mind that. But I don't like 14th, 15th century. I'm not interested in all of that jazz. It's getting quite jazzy, look. I'm getting to the bright bits. Woohoo! I don't even know if I've got enough to do this cardigan. Medical records, well, we don't have them. I think you can look at them online, but I don't know how to do it. They don't give us medical records, no. I had all my letters before I moved here, regarding my operations and everything, but I just didn't keep them when I moved here. They all got burned and shredded and stuff. I just didn't bring them. I had them all in filing cabinets in the garage. But you'd think, I can't, there was reams and reams of them. Because the letters, to and from and I needed to keep them because when I had to keep applying, for my benefits, and then when they put me on permanent benefit that I didn't have to keep reapplying, then I just got rid of all the letters. So now I don't know what I'd do if I had to reapply again. I'd have to say, well, you've had them all once, have a look, because I ain't got them anymore. Medical record. I mean, I went for the diabetic eye test. Well, they didn't even know I'd had my eyes lasered or I'd had my cataracts done. That's how good they are with medical records over here, Lizzie. And a girl at the library, she got a message the other day. Can we have your thoughts about your procedure? Was it a good experience and that? She goes, I've not been yet. Oh, according to us, you've had your operation. Really? She said, well, I must have been asleep. Because I've not had anything yet. They wanted feedback about her operation that she hasn't even had yet. When she finally got through to somebody, they said, oh, you don't need any. You don't need a procedure. She says, well, I'm waiting for one. You've told me I'm waiting for one. Oh, no, you're not down for any more procedures. They don't know, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. They lost my notes for 4 years once. They told me I'd never been to that hospital. I said, I can assure you I have. I've got notes about 4 inches thick. Well, we can't find them. If that's before they went, and after they went digital, it was no better. They were supposed to send me records over to the doctors over here at Fleetwood, and they never have. Yet, according to my doctors in Prestwich, they did. But I don't know where they went. They went into the ether somewhere because Fleetwood never got them. They never got me records. So according to Fleetwood, I've not had anything done ever in my life. And I can't remember the dates of anything I had done. And like I say, the letters have all gone now. I burned them all. Thought I'd never need them again. Never mind. My mum was as bad. I mean, you know, when you have a kid these days, you have this book or something and you write down all the injections that they ever have and that. I never had them done for me and I never did them for my son. I mean, my son had to fill a thing in one time. When did I have measles? I said, I've got no idea. I said, you've had them, that's all I can say. Well, didn't you keep a record? Don't I have a book? I said, no. We never had these record books when you were born, son. And I never even had one of them baby books that you get. You know, you fill in baby's first tooth, baby. Never had one of them. My mum certainly didn't have time to do that sort of stuff. She was too busy surviving. Have I done 8 centimetres yet? It's getting that way. Look at that. It looks silly, doesn't it, that bit there? Never mind, it's on the back. Right, so let's see if I've got 8 centimetres. No, I'm not. I've no idea what year I had anything done. When they say, how long is it since you had your back done? I'm like, well, I was 62. Work that out. I was supposed to have it done while I was 60. But it took until I was 62 to finally get me there. And then they said, oh, you should have come earlier. Yeah, I would have come earlier if you'd sent for me earlier. I've done 8 centimetres. Yay! I can change to the bigger needle. And I should have decreased 3 stitches on my last row, but never mind, I'll do it on this row. I'm not pulling a row back just to decrease. Oh, they're bendy. The plastic and they're bendy. Oh dear. Man, I can't nail them Knit Pro Zings. I pushed that needle down with my finger, and the Knit Pro Zings are so sharp that they actually make a dint in my finger. So I can't use them. Well, I can, but then I have a hole in my finger when I've done it. Man, even Sheila absolutely loved her Knit Pro Zings. She's gone off them now. Right, I shall decrease one in the middle. Then I'll decrease one at the other end. I've been doing a lot of reading for some reason or another. physical reading because I'm no good with, those talking book things. I nod off. I go to sleep with one. With one on every night. And I never get to the end of it, and then I can't find it afterwards because I've forgotten what it's called. So I've listened to so many half stories. It's untrue. Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. Have I sent anybody to sleep yet with me clacking? Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. I'm on plastic needles now, so I might not clack as much. Knit two together. Knit two tog. Have you ever asked a non-knitter to read the pattern to you? When you're struggling to set the first row on like an Aran or something, and you ask a non-knitter to read it out to you. It's funny, isn't it? That knit two tog or K2 tog. A o. So they pass the slipstitch over. PSSO, they'll say. It's funny. Well, I think it was Sheila that was having a rant saying, somebody was saying, why doesn't she write all the pattern out when, you get to the armholes? And I'm like, yeah, I used to get that when I had the shop. Yes, dear. The pattern would be the size of a book, like the Encyclopedia Britannica if they did that. No, they cannot tell you every row when you start decreasing. You're supposed to have got the pattern in your head by then. And if you haven't, well, tough bunnies. Because ain't nobody going to tell you every row. Can you imagine a pattern that told you every single row? I remember Kelly getting in trouble with one woman. She said, you don't put at the end of every row how many stitches I'm supposed to have. Kelly's like, well, if I tell you to decrease 2, it's obviously you've got 2 stitches less on the next row. I don't need to tell you that you've got 2 stitches less. If you had 102 and I tell you to decrease at each end, then obviously you've got 100. I don't need to tell you you've got 100. You should know that. And this woman was like, don't be sarcastic with me. Well, Power Flowers, are you a crafter? Do you knit, crochet, stitch? What do you do? Because if you don't do either, you're going to be very bored on here, because that's all we talk about. Knitting and crocheting and socks and stuff. Look at this. Why do I get yarn bath? Is it just me, or does everybody else get it? Does everybody else get yarn bath? This is so annoying. This ball has been nothing but trouble since the day I went into it. Oh, blimey, O'Reilly. Hi, Connie. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Struggling is the word. Yarn barfing. That's what I'm doing, Munchkin. Yarn barfing. Tra-la. Are you going to enlighten us? I'm making a cardigan. That cardigan I made before in maroon. I think I had it on last week. I'm doing it, but this time it's sort of weird colours. And it's yarn bath at the minute. What kind of a crafter are you, Power Flowers? Are you into stitching, knitting, crocheting? Any other kind of crafting? Lego? Anything? Do you watch Ali, Little Drops Are Wonderful? Her husband's just made this like a Land Rover thing in Lego. And the bonnet lifts up, the boot lifts up and everything. It's even got the engine inside it all. Not a real engine, of course, a Lego engine. It's really, really good. I wouldn't have the patience. Lego was never that complicated when my son was little. Thank goodness we'd have never managed it. We had enough trouble with Meccano. I don't know whether anybody else struggled with Meccano. We never seemed to have the right number of wheels or anything. Yeah, it was very cool, wasn't it? We never had enough pieces for all the things my son wanted to build with Meccano. Chocolate orange colours, Christmas puddings and Santa hats. I'm making a cardigan with this, with what is loosely known as a ball of yarn bath. This is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not making things like that because I'm not doing any craft fairs this year. My friend is. My friend's doing craft fairs. But I'm not bothering. It's difficult for me to transport things backwards and forwards. I have to get a lift and that, and it hurts me back terrible when I'm trying to put my stall out. And then people just seem to keep on walking. They don't even look at what you're trying to sell. It's very soul destroyed, so I gave up. Said, right, that's it. I'm not doing anymore. You wouldn't mind if they looked at your stall and walked away, but after the last time I did one, they just walked past. Didn't even stop to have a look. You're like, that's a very dismissive. Oh, what the heck's going on with this? Who's sending me messages now? Ooh. Oh, yeah, you're going on holiday again, aren't you, Linda? Oh, it's Sawali Adeliz or whatever it is. Yeah, Val's here. I just showed Val's cardigan before, but you mustn't have been around. She crocheted a cardigan in the boho spirit, which is one of my favourite yarns. I know a lot of you think it's expensive, but it is what it is, isn't it? If you like something, then you pay for it, don't you? I've no idea what this yarn is. It looks to be Turkish. But, but apart from that, I'm not knowing. I think it's Turkish. I haven't done any more on my sock, Val. I got bored with it. It doesn't grow quick enough. I don't know why, because I knitted other pairs of socks really quickly. Perhaps my heart's not in socks. I don't wear them anyway. Oh, I could knit for everybody, Linda. They don't even want to pay you for the cost of the wool, let alone anything for your time. My friend had some lovely knitted Christmas ornaments, and they were really, really cheap. And she wasn't selling any of them. Well, she sold a few, but not to warrant when you pay 15 quid for your stall. I mean, if you sell things for 15 quid, you've not made any profit at all. You've made a loss because you've just paid £15 for the stall. Bye, Cass. Have a nice sleep. Oh, my knee locked. It's fun having arthritis. All you youngsters, wait while it gets you. It gets you, gets you, gets you. It's a no respecter of people. Well, the doggies haven't been down. Rosie usually comes busting in by now, doesn't she? And she's on a wee. Yeah, I'm up to the orangey bit. Then it goes to yellow. Then it goes back to the dark again, I think. But it's the orange and the yellow that's all in a tangle. Oh, you've sorted out your neck, Val. What have you done? Have you put a press stud on it, or what have you done to it? Oh. Who wants an arthritic knee? Because I'm giving it away if you really want one. It's quite free. Consider it to be my gift to you. La 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 la. It's a bit like a rainbow, isn't it? A bit like a rainbow. Except for that, I'm really annoyed about that little bit of there. 2 stitches in pink. Looks silly. Maybe I'll duplicate stitch it in darker colour. Block it out. I've passed 10 already, I'm yawning. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's Turkish. I've no idea where I got it from. It's been in my shed forever and a day. I don't even know what it is. It's called Nagana or something. God knows where I got it from. Online somewhere. Unless I got it from Lolly's little wool shack or something, because she used to get a lot of Turkish wool. A few more rows or foes. I thought you meant rows. I didn't think you meant foes. Oh, look at this. How are you supposed to make head and tail of this? I keep trying to untangle enough so I can do a few more bits. It could be something from Lolly's, yeah. She did a lot of Turkish yarn, didn't she? I bought a lot of cakes from her, you know, those rainbow cakes. Still got one or two left. They were very brightly coloured. So this could be where I got this from, because I've no idea where I got it from. Doesn't look like something that I would have bought, you know, from somewhere like Woolwearers or something. Because it doesn't have any washing, well, it has a bit of washing instructions on. But it's got no colour number on and it's got no dye number. So it's a bit of a mystery. It's a mystery, it's a mystery. Or if you Toya Wilcox, it's the mystery, it's a mystery. Sure she was tongue-tied. I watch a young lass on Facebook that knits and crochets. I think she's tongue-tied because she really... Sometimes, you know, you think, what she just said? Oh, look at that. It's like a barber's pole, only the wrong colours. Oh, gosh. How does he get like this? It came out of the ball like this. I always knit from the middle of the ball. Usually it comes out lovely, but every now and again you get one that comes out like this. But the last thing I knitted from the outside. It drove me bonkers. Kept having to turn the wool around. I thought, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. And I am not buying one of them hanging things that spins the yarn around. I watched My Secret Yarnery, and she bought about 6 of the things to see which one was the best one. I thought, that girl has too much money. She bought about 6 different kinds. You know, those things where you hang your ball from it and you knit and it goes round and round and round. I thought, fancy having enough money to go and buy 6 different ones. Because, I mean, she's out in Kenya, isn't she? I mean, the postage alone would be enough. Posting stuff out to her. Oh. My wool winders is great, Munchkin, but it doesn't like 100-gram balls. It gets to 50 gram and then it starts winding it round the spindle at the bottom. Oh, look, I've got quite a bit to knit with now before I have to unyarn bath again. Yeah, you can buy them that are for 100-gram balls, but I'm not buying another one. I don't wind, you know, a lot of my wool myself. I wound that hank into a ball myself because I couldn't be bothered going into the shed to find my umbrella thing. You know that you put the skein on. Everything's out in the shed, yeah. Yeah, I take my wool, my knitting and my crocheting with me wherever I go. And there's certain things you can't take with you, can you? Because it takes up too much room in your bag. Especially me, I've only got my scooter, so I don't want anything heavy. I've got my back like a suitcase, a little suitcase at the back of my scooter, which only just about holds one bag of knitting. It doesn't hold a lot of other stuff. It wouldn't hold a very big project, for example. You know, it only holds bits of things, yeah. Oh, I do the cakes if it's, you know, like, say you're getting near to the end of a ball and you want to store it for next time. Hi, Yolanda. I do cake it up then because it goes in my cupboard a lot easier than a flopsy, you know, 100-gram ball that's only got 25 grams left on it. Because you can't store them neatly, can you? And if you roll them in the ball, every time you open the cupboard door, they roll out. So I do cakes with them if there's like 50 grams or less. But my ball winder doesn't like 100-gram balls. It gets to about 75, you know, grams, and then it starts winding it around the bottom spindle. No matter how careful I am with it. I like those lovely big wooden ones. Have you seen them? Oh, they're about £80, £100. They're beautiful. They're made out of wood. They look really long-lasting as well, but oh, I just don't have that kind of money to splash out on a wool winder. Wool winders for the woman who has everything. Oh, dear. I was just looking at boots before online. I scraped the leather on the back of the heel of my everyday boots that I wear all the time, ankle boots. And it looks such a mess. It's a big scrape. I don't know what I've caught it on. I must have caught it on something sharp. It's ripped a piece of leather. I've had them years and years. I'm looking at some online, but I really need to try them on because I've got a sore little toe on my left foot. It's kind of like a bunion, but it's on my little toe. I think I've broken it at some time in the past. And a lot of shoes really rub it. I bought myself a pair of white trainers online. And they're my size, but oh, they do rub my little toe somewhat chronic. And I've tried that shoe stretcher, I've tried all sorts of things. But they're just rubbing on my little toe. I've put little jelly, little cap things that you buy for your toes. I've put them over them, but they still rub my toe. I'll have to have another go with a shoe stretcher, spraying it again. I used to have a fabulous, like a shoe horn stretcher, but of course, couldn't bring it with me. And it used to have little things that you could put on, like bunions, you know, and then wind it till it went wider. Hi, Esther. It's not raining. That's all I will say. Sadly, it's not raining because the silly asses have got footballs. No, they haven't got footballs. They've got fireworks going, frightening all the animals to death. I'm not a lover of fireworks. I like a nice display done properly. You know, where it's, ooh, ah, isn't that pretty? I love that. But this awful bangs. Let's see who can make the loudest noise. I don't like them. I prefer my fireworks to be pretty. I don't see the attraction in a banger myself. All it does is make a big noise, doesn't it? Frighten everybody to death. It's getting into the yellow now, look at that. That's very rainbow, isn't it? Should have sent this to you, Nathan. I'm dealing with yarn bath, Esther. Me ball of wool's in a knot. It came out of the middle that way. Sometimes you get the middle and it just comes out like a dream. And other times you pull the middle and it comes out in a lump. And that's what happened today. Oh, it's getting quite brightly coloured, isn't it? I was debating whether to make a shawl with it or not. But then I thought, no, you've got lots of shawls, Janet. You don't need another shawl. You're more likely to wear a cardigan. Especially, this winter, if it gets cold and we can't put the heating on. The way this fire's burning through wood, it's being expensive. I'm making a cardigan like the maroon cardigan I had on there last week, I think it was. Just a plain cardigan. I'm letting the wool speak for itself. It's very... Hi, Mary. It's very jazzy, isn't it? So you don't need a pattern. I started doing it off an Aran pattern because I thought it was Aran, but it was too thick. The pattern was like, it would have stood up on its own. The needle size was far too small. There's not much information on this ball band. Well, there's no information on this ball band, let's be honest. Doesn't tell me whether it's chunky, whatever it is. So I'm now knitting it up as chunky. Right, back to the yarn bath again now. Yeah, it started off dark colours and now it's going to be, I still don't like them. Two silly stitches. I'm going to cover them up. It looks as though I've made a mistake. Oh. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, just a great big lumpy knot. Okay, so what's that? Anybody know what Mary means? Are we doing this in my sleep? Do you ever have dreams where you're untangling yarns? I dreamt I had a boyfriend last night. That's a rare dream. Probably more of a nightmare, actually. It wasn't anybody I knew. It was a complete and utter stranger. Maybe it's somebody I am yet to meet. I wasn't dreaming about a person that I already know. Maybe it's in my future. I'm sorry, Mary, but I don't understand what you're trying to ask us or tell us. I'm not being rude, but I can't answer you because I don't know what you mean. Anybody else know? Anybody got a clue what Mary's trying to tell us? I've got a bit more to knit with, but I think I'll have my chocolate while I'm faffing. Oh, I've got a gnocchi. 15 shillings for a bar of chocolate. They say you shouldn't convert back, don't they? No, I don't know what she means either. I'm not being rude, not answering her, but I don't know what she means. Perhaps it's another language that I don't understand. Mm. Yeah, my dad would convert that back. 15 shillings for a bar of chocolate, that's ridiculous. It is when you think about it. Hello, Esther. We don't know whether she's saying hello or what she's saying, Esther. So, as I say, I'm not being rude, I just can't answer it. We've got no chat tonight, have we? I must turn my calendar off, it's still in October. Oh, I'm really hot. I did message Trevor the other day, but I didn't get a reply. I hope he's okay. My room temperature, probably about 75 to 80. Well, I think it's a bit more than that with the fire. I don't have a thermometer. Well, I do have a thermometer in here. I don't have a, the bit that controls the central heating. I don't have one of them in here. I think it's probably about 80 in here at the minute, which is a bit too hot for me. This room takes ages to warm up. But when it does warm up, it like holds its heat and then it gets hotter and hotter as the night goes on. Why, what temperature do you like? I could live with that, yeah. This room temperature says it's such a thing, but it's cold. And yet, if I go in any of the other rooms that are 70 or whatever, I'm warm. It's just in this room I'm not usually warm. But yeah, when it gets to the evening, when I've got the door closed or something, you have to excuse me, I'm still itching. Hi, Helen. It gets very, very warm. I usually leave the door open, but I don't leave the door open on a Saturday because the dog's coming. But normally I have the door open. Oh, I'll have a drink. Oh, I never put the camera back, did I? That's better. Oh, show me. No. Why do you always go to the wrong side when you go on camera? It's because it's reversed, isn't it? I'm making just a plain cardigan. But it's like rainbow wool I found in the shed. No idea what it is. It seems to be Turkish of some description. I'm just making the plain cardigan. I made it in like a wine colour with like lurex in it. Gorgeous yarn it was. And it's washed beautiful. But they don't do it anymore, which is so annoying. Why is it when you find a yarn you like, they discontinue it? Does it happen to you? You think, oh, I really like this yarn. I'll make some, I'll get more of it because I really like it. It's washed gorgeous and you look for it, discontinued. So I looked on eBay to see if anybody was selling it on eBay, but no. No, they weren't. I remember one time I was using a yarn that was discontinued and I could have done with another ball. So I went online to see if anybody was selling a ball. And they were £15 for one ball. I thought, no, I shall put a different colour with it. I'm not paying £15 for one ball. There was nothing special. It wasn't like hand dyed or anything. It was just ordinary acrylic. But because it was discontinued, somebody was thinking they were going to cash in 15 quid for this odd ball. I'm not like that. I never make a profit with anything on eBay. I buy a dress, like say from Shein or Shine or whatever it's called. Try it on, don't like it. Sell it on eBay for a fraction of the price I've just paid for it. Other people make profits, don't they? They buy things to sell. I never make a profit. I always make a loss on everything I sell. Do you ever find any? Is that discontinued, being as you look for it on there, or is it just expensive? Yeah, Little Drops of Wonderful has gone on a retreat, hasn't she? A lay family yarn retreat. I'm just saying that I'd love to go on a retreat, but I've never had the money. Plus the fact, the transport to get to wherever it is. If you don't drive, you're snookered, aren't you, really? This expensive yarn, is it? You're like me, you've got expensive tastes on. What do they say? Champagne tastes on beer money. Yeah. That's me. I was just looking online for a pair of ankle boots because I've wrecked the back of the heel on one boot. I mean, I can still wear them. It's not that. It's just that it's ruffled all the leather up. So I'm just looking online and I'm like, oh, God, they're so dear to get a decent pair of flat boots. If I'm going to pay that price, I'd rather go and try a pair on. Yeah, my hand is terrible, yeah. It's really hurting me when I'm knitting, yeah. Oh, you're not opening it till Christmas. Is that your Christmas present to yourself, Mimi? Hide it from yourself. It's like these people who have these advent calendars and that. I watched, I think she's Elise Bush. She always gets the Body Shop one with all this hand care products and lipsticks and that. And I looked and they're so expensive. The ones with the mini skeins of yarn. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do with all them mini skeins of yarn. I really wouldn't. And they're so dear, aren't they, those advent calendars with woolen? They've got like 20 gram skeins, and I'm like, well, what would I do with them? I'd rather have an advent calendar with chocolate in it. Although I wouldn't mind that Body Shop one, but they're so dear. Yeah, you can't even. Well, you could use them for heels and toes if you knit socks, but that's about it. Or they make scrappy blankets, don't they, with them? No, I don't buy them. But the makeup ones, the makeup Body Shop one, I like a lot of Body Shop products, so I would like one of them. But they're £100 and some pound, I think. Like, they probably don't have any left now because you have to order them about June. If you want one of those. Well, yeah, with all the shops closing down in the Body Shop, you wonder if they're still doing them. At least they'll have one if they do. Body Shop advent calendars. No, that's Rituals. That's not Body Shop. That's £91.50. I don't think they've got Cath Kidston one. And that's £30. I don't think they've got a Body Shop one. Body Shop advent calendar for sale on eBay. Empty. Why would you want to buy an empty one? The Body Shop share the joy Christmas advent calendar, £120. Huh. £120, did I say? Yeah, £120. Well, if you watch Elise Bush, she has one every year. You only get little mini things of shampoo and mini. You don't get full sizes of anything. Everything she gets is like a little miniature. She'll get a little pot or something that's about that big, you know. I mean, to me, I don't think they're worth that money. But, I mean, Body Shop stuff is dear. It is expensive, I know it is. But I look at what she gets, you know, I watch it with her and I'm like, I wouldn't want to pay that kind of money to get that. I don't even have a chocolate one anymore. Chocolate advent calendar. Even they're expensive if you get one with decent chocolates in it. I mean, somebody worked out, you know, if you put them all, these little chocolate things together on a scale and weighed them, you know, they're not even like a bar of chocolate, are they? And you're paying, I don't know how much for the advent calendar. When you think about it, when we was kids, we used to open the little doors and there was just a little picture. You know, there was no chocolates or sweets or anything. You just got a little picture. And, you know, oh, I've got a trumpet today. Oh, I've got that today. There were never any gifts in it. I don't think I ever had one with chocolates or sweets in it. Mind you, you know, it was like after the war and sweets were on rations, so I don't suppose there was any sweets about to put in an advent calendar. I remember having one when I was a kid. As I say, there was nothing in them except just a little picture when you opened the doors. I think our Ian had them with chocolate in, but they're only little chocolates. He was a monkey. I came down one day and he'd opened a load of them. I said, "You're supposed to open one a day, not all of them." Well, there were nothing in them, were there, Mimi? There were no chocolate in them, as far as I can remember, anyway. Unless my mum and dad, there were, and my mum and dad just didn't buy them. Money wasn't that plentiful when I was very young. I mean, we weren't poor, you know, but it wasn't plentiful, let's just say. You just got the basics. Oh, Elf on the Shelf. No, he was after my son. So we never had to do the Elf on the Shelf. It started off, I don't know when that started, a few years back, but definitely not when my son was little or when my nieces were little. I don't know when that stuff started up, Elf on a Shelf. I've got a couple of elves, but they sit on the Christmas tree. They're not on a shelf. My elves are on a tree. Oh, yarn bath, yarn bath. Sometimes I find it very therapeutic, you know, untangling knots. And other days gets on my nerves. I'm sort of in the middle of those two feelings right now. Oh, look at that. The yarn bath is getting smaller. I've started knitting a pair of socks, but I'm not getting on very far with them. I took them to knit club, but I've not worked on them since. Why do you want to know a thing like that? That's not nothing to do with crafting. Strange question. Perhaps he has a fetish for somebody who wears it. We do get asked some strange questions sometimes, don't we? I think sometimes they just read it's a live chat and they just come on and don't have any idea that we're like a crafting channel. A tonal purple. Woohoo. Mine is stripy. I didn't realise they were stripy. I thought they were just, what do you call it, like mingled. I didn't realise it would come out in stripes on my sock. But they're coming out stripy. They won't be a matching pair because I can't be bothered faffing about. Trying to do the second sock just to be like the first sock, yeah. So they'll just be socks. Nobody ever looks at my socks anyway. You don't go around going, hey, look at my sock. You know, taking my foot out my boot just to show people my sock. No. Ah, that's why. You see, I'm too old, Val. So's my son. That's why I don't have any idea about Elf on a Shelf. I know my friend was really into it when her kids were little. Trying to think up things, you know, for this elf to do every night. And I'm thinking, I couldn't be bothered. You know, putting flour down and little feet marking it and stuff like that every night. So, you know, it would be naughty, this elf. And I'm thinking, oh, I want to think up something every single night for this elf to do. No, I was more into the borrowers, if you remember the book. I was convinced we had borrowers living in our skirting board. Well, I was only about 6 at the time. But I used to go to sleep thinking I could wait for them to come out of the skirting board. Luckily, no mice or anything ever came out of our skirting board, otherwise I'd have been freaking. Where's the borrowers? Have you eaten them? I've got a very fertile imagination. I used to read all the books about the borrowers. I watched the film once, but that was a really bad disappointment. Your imagination is far, far better than any book, any film. I think when you've read a book and had a lot of pleasure from a book, and then they make a film and they make a hash of it, and it's not how you think it's going to be. I think you should either do one thing or the other. You should either see the film and not read the book, or you should read the book and not go to the film. I don't think you can do both. That's my opinion anyway. Because invariably you're disappointed because the editor or whatever he is who directs the film, his interpretation is not the interpretation that you have in your head. I mean, how many times, you're reading something and the heroine or the hero's got dark, swashing good looks and stuff. And then you get to the cinema and it's a blonde and you're like, no, that's not right. I mean, I read the Agatha Raisin books and then they came on the telly and they made the heroine very young, very sort of swish and very blonde. But in the books, she's middle-aged, she's got grey permy hair, and she's, quite getting on a bit. And you're like, yeah, I can't equate the two together. It's like the TV series has got nothing to do with the book. I'm getting there with this yarn bath. I'm getting there. I fall asleep with audiobooks. I'm terrible. I'm bad enough with an ordinary library book. I keep waking up with it on my face because it wakes me up when it slaps me on the head. But audiobooks, I'm dreadful. Ali, that little drop's so wonderful. She likes her audiobooks, doesn't she? But I haven't got those ear things, I'm not posh. The AirPod things, whatever, you got to tune them into your phone. But let's face it, my phone is cooking on gas. I've got an old phone. It doesn't do anything except phone. You can't pay your bills with it out like that. I probably would if I had like earpods or something. But I don't know how to work them. How to tune them into my phone, because my phone's not an Apple or out fancy. It's not even an iPhone. The young ones look at me like I've come out the ark, Well, do that with your phone. Them little square things that appear on things, and you have to scan them, don't you? My phone doesn't do out like that. But the good news is that nobody would want to steal it. They would look at it and go, where did you get that, love? Antique Roadshow. It works. I'm not buying a new phone. I ain't got hundreds of pounds to buy a flipping phone with. And I'm certainly not going on a contract where you have to pay X number of pounds a week. I'm getting there, people. Yeah, I'll be on there soon. I'm an antique. I don't possess anything antique. Nothing that people would pay me money for. We never had heirlooms in our family. Well, we might have done, but nothing worth any money. We haven't got any pictures in the attic or anything. I like watching Hair Hunters, where they try to find relatives of these people who die and don't leave a will. Because nobody would ever be contacting me, that's for sure. None of my relatives ever had any money. You do still get those letters, don't you, on the email? A relative of yours has died in Africa. Didn't leave a will. Oh, really? I don't have any relatives in Africa. And in any case, that's not my name. So they wouldn't be a relative of mine, would they? It's my ex-husband's name. Contact him. I just kept it because I was too lazy to change it back again. I looked at all the things I'd have to do to change my name back, and I couldn't be bothered. It was too much hassle. It took me ages to change my name to his in the first place. So I wasn't going to undo it all. Oh, I'm nearly at the end of my yarn bath. It's not quite as bad as it was. It's the spam ones that say, "Forgive me for troubling you, but," and you think, "Oh, whoa, go away. You're not troubling me because bye, you're gone." Spam, spam, spam. Yeah, it's too much trouble. I couldn't be bothered. You have to go through the bank, you have to go through everything. At the time, I had a driver's license. You have to change your driver's license, you have to change that, and I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. I'll just stay as I am. Not that I particularly wanted to keep his name, it's just that I couldn't be bothered going back again. It got a bit awkward sometimes when I had the shop, because at the shop I was known as a different name. I was known by my maiden name at the shop. So the legal documents to do with the shop were in one name, and because it was in the name I had before I got married. Because we had the shops before I got married. So it got a bit awkward when I shut it, trying to prove I was the other person as well as this person. Luckily, my accountant knew, it was true. Yeah, I'm using double pointed. I can't use worms. They're very, very slippy though. They're Knit Pro ones, and they're like steel. They're so slidey. I'm tossing up whether to put them on the bamboo or not. Oh no, can't be doing with circulars. I don't knit free, you see, as you've seen before. I knit with one needle under my arm, or one needle on the macking. I can't knit like in my lap, or I just can't do it. Well, I can, but it's like in, over, through, off. I'm like there all day, doing a row. So slow when I use circulars. Ah. Asymmetrical, yeah, it means you've got a sweater that's got one end longer than the other. One of my friends is a real lover of asymmetrical hems, and I always think it looks a bit weird. When one side of your blouse is like inches longer than the other side of your blouse. Yeah, I've frozen, oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got that much of my yarn bath left. Oh, yeah, I don't get them asymmetrical hair where one side's all shaved off. There's a young lady has a crochet channel. She's got all one side of her head shaved and the other side's long. Really weird. I'm like, why shave one side? Shave both sides, have a Mohican. Yeah, if her hair was short on the other side, I could understand it, but she's got really long hair. With the shade, one side shades. Yeah, that's the only bit I've got left now to do. But it's really, really tangled. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this bit without cutting it. I don't want to cut it. It's just wound round so tightly. You wonder how it can get in this state. How does it twist itself into this mess? No, I did actually consider shaving my head off when, my hair went that terrible colour that everybody loved. When it was like grey and purple and weird. And everybody's going, oh, we love it. And I'm like, I hate it. I was very close to shaving it all off, I tell you. Till I managed to get it back to blonde again. Night, Yolanda. Hey, what? Hey, Jude. Magic knot? Nah. I don't trust them. I had a lady brought me a sweater once. She wanted me to send it back to the company because the wool was faulty. It had all these holes in a jumper. And I'm looking at it and thought, they're very symmetrical, these holes. And I examined it and I said, how do you join your yarn? Oh, I do that magic knot where you felt it all together. I said, there's nothing wrong with the wool. I said, it's broken off every time you've done a knot. It's come undone. And that's what the problem is. You've got holes every time you've joined a new ball on. Oh, she was adamant. Oh, send it back, it's faulty. I said, I'll send it back. But it's not faulty. It's you that's at fault for using the magic knot or whatever it is. Russian join or something. The problem was, you see, it was superwash wool. And they put a coating on superwash wool. And it means that when you knot the fibres together, when you wash it, they come unknotted because they won't stay felted because they've got this coating on the yarn to make it superwash. And that's what it is. It's a chemical reaction. I won't trust them. I'm with Sheila on that one. Sheila doesn't trust them either. She ties a knot and dials it in, so do I. I mean, I do try never to join in the middle of a row. I even pull a row back if I can't get to the end of a row. I pull it back because I don't want to join it in the middle. I've just got this little bit that will not come undone. Yep, my favourite join is a thunking great knot and darn it in. That's my favourite. But as I say, I do try my hardest not to have any joins in the middle of a row. Even if I have to unpull the row, dear enough. The only exception to the rule is if you get to about 3 or 4 stitches from the end of the row and I think, nah, I'll just tie a knot and leave it, darn it. But I won't do it in the middle. I know you waste yarn, but this is felted itself together in the middle. Even though it's supposed to be acrylic. It's doing a good interpretation of a felt. It's actually starting to come apart, but it's still knotted up. See what I mean? It's all wound round each other. Well, you can always sew up at the sides, can't you? If you leave it at the side, you've got to sew side seams up, haven't you? So I use that. If I leave a great big long tail where I can't get across a row, I use it to stitch the side seams up with. This is going to annoy me because I can't get rid of this knotty bit in the middle when it's all wound round itself. I feel like I'm spinning. Or doing the reverse of spinning, unspinning. Spin that wheel. Who used to say that? Golden Shot, was it, or something? Spin that wheel. One of them stupid quiz games that we used to watch in the 60s or the 70s or whatever it was. I don't watch any of them now. Nah, they get on my nerves. Do you know, after all this, I'm going to have to cut this. It's blooming bugging me. It's bugging me. This is going to have to be cut, you know. It's just all felted together. Right, let me see if I can do another row before I have to chop it, because I want to leave it at the end of the row if I do. I'm hoping I can get to the end of this row before I have to chop it. It's definitely not going to untangle this. It is wound round so tightly. It's felted itself together. Come into the garden, Maud. I was just going to say the dogs must have gone to bed early, but I'm just hearing them moving about now. They must be coming downstairs for their wee. Their midnight wee. Yeah, I can get to the end of this row. It's whether I can get to the end of the next row. If I've got to cut it, I want to. No, it's not a different colour. I've been washing it with the, you know, that purple shampoo that takes all the yellow out of your hair. I haven't re-dyed it. Was it called a hint of purple or something? That's the shampoo and conditioner I've been using. It's made it go more silvery colour rather than the yellowy. Surprisingly enough, it means the dark doesn't look as weird. The dark's still there, as you can see, but it doesn't look quite as bad as it did when it was more blonde. It's gone more of a silvery blonde now, but I haven't re-dyed it now. I try not to dye it too much because I'm wrecking my hair. Well, I think I've got enough to do another row. Before I have to snip it. Ooh. Oh. Yellows and oranges now. I don't know when it will go back to the purples. Could go back to the purple when I snip it because that's where it's all tangled up. Is the purple with the orange. They never pay me anything much, Ken. I've given up bothering. They stick all the adverts in, but I never get anything. I never get the farthings. I did get a payment the other day, actually. Wasn't much, though. But it was dating from I don't know when I used to make videos. There'll be nothing in the future because I've not been making any videos. They only pay you when you make a video or when you make multitudes of videos. I have to smile at, like, Derek is saying, oh, I'll be monetized soon and this, I'm going to do this and that and the other. I went, well, I hope you get more than I do, Derek. Otherwise you won't be doing anything, love. My settings are wrong and I know they are and I can't sort them out. What, my farthing, yeah. I've never ever got to the stage where I've ever had anything to declare. I've never earned enough. You've got to earn above a certain threshold. Who is Derek? What's he called? Derek something Stitching. He's a friend of Sheila's. He's in America. I can't remember what his title is. It's Derek something Knitting and Stitching or something. But he's just got his 1,000 subscribers, but he hasn't got his watch hours. But he's always going to do this and that and the other when he gets monetized, and I'm like, good luck with that one, sunshine. If you're only making one video a week, love, you won't be retiring from your. Don't give up your day job. I don't know why they think it's going to be. They're going to earn such loads of money. It's like people who say, oh, I'd love to give up my job and crochet for a living. And I think, do you like starving then? You can't do it for a job, especially if you've got a good paying job. It's only ever going to be what do you call it, a seed money job, isn't it? You might make a bit, if you're fortunate enough to have a husband who's working and pays all the bills and that, yeah. But if you're on your own and you're responsible for all of your own bills, then you'll never make a living doing your crochet and your knitting. Unless you're a big bug, you know, you manage to make it to the top, which very few do. We all know the ones who do, but it's not that many when you count them on your fingers. It's these influencers that are the ones with all the money, isn't it? The ones who get you to buy lipsticks and get you to buy hair products and stuff. And all these young, impressionable teenagers who watch them. You know, they're the ones who are paying the money. I mean, who the heck wants to watch me? Sure, no teenager wants to watch me do my knitting and my crochet. That's why I don't have 1 million subscribers. And I don't do giveaways, which is another way you attract them. It's like chicken and egg. If you earn the money from YouTube, then you have the money to buy things to give as a giveaway. But if you don't earn the money in the first place, then you can't give skeins of yarn away. You pay postage when you've no other source of income. So that's why I don't bother. What peed me off was the last time I did a giveaway. The people who won it I'd never even heard of. They definitely weren't my subscribers, and I've never seen them since. Oh, hello. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Rosie's coming to join me. As you probably heard from the door opening. I'm glad somebody asked Derek what that noise was on his video. Apparently it's his air purifier. He's clattering all the time. He's doing a video. Very distracting. He said he's so used to the noise he doesn't hear it. But we do, Derek, we do. Oh, it's back. Yeah, I might get another row before I have to cut. Oh, she's gone again. She didn't stay long. She'll probably go in my bedroom now. I'll have to tip her off my bed when I go to bed. And oh, it won't be long. It's nearly quarter to Cinderella. I've not done bad. I've done all that tonight while I've been on my live. So 3 hours knitting. I hope it doesn't go like when I cut it. I don't want it to go into a straight line of purple going across. That's the only problem, isn't it? When you do, I tell you, I hate having a knot. If you're using a rainbow yarn or something that's a fade, and then you get a knot in the middle of the yarn and it bears no relationship to the colours that you're using. And it suddenly joins a different... Oh, they went. Power Flower do it. They went, yeah. We never did find out what craft they did. Probably nothing. Or the one that went me-ho, he-ho, or whatever. I didn't understand what they were saying. Well, obviously some kind of foreign language. Oh, my back is so itchy. I didn't put any moisturiser on after I had my shower. And I've got very dry skin, so that could be a problem. That could be why it's so itchy. It's very difficult to put moisturiser on your own back. You could do get one of those paint rollers, you know, the little paint rollers. Right, let me see what mess is going on here. It's not going to undo anymore at all because it's in a right. Look, it's not going to undo anymore. Oh. Then it goes into the orange, and it has a little bit of pink, and then it goes into the purple. I just don't want to join the purple and be a straight line of purple. I'd rather it faded. It's just happened at the worst place. I'm getting but I mean, look, it's all felted together. There's no way that's coming undone. Oh, for goodness sake. It's worse than a Russian giant. Yeah, considering it's just, oh, I just don't want to have to start with a purple row, if you know what I mean. I want to rescue this peach. Good night, Connie. Perhaps if I cut it where the purple is. See if I can untangle it before I get to the purple. It's coming undone now, I've cut it. How the heck it got like that, I do not know. She's back again. I doubt she'll stay the night. You've had 5 commercials. Sorry about that. wish I got paid for the 5 commercials. I wish I got pennies for every time there was one. But I don't get paid. I don't even think this video's monetized. It didn't tell me it was. Well, she's off again. She doesn't seem to know where she wants to be. She's gone in my bedroom now. I'm not going to bed until I've undone this. I've got an end now, so I can pull an end. I think she's gone upstairs again. She doesn't know what she wants to do, that dog, or where she wants to be. That's probably why I never get paid. Probably everybody skips some me. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I'm getting there. I'm determined I'm going to sort this out before I go to bed. Oh. The whole thing's going to finish up on the floor. I can see it coming. Maybe I should do one of those ASMR, whatever it is, videos. People who like to watch people untangling yarn. Perhaps it's soothing. I should do a video where I just sit there, knitting and untangling yarn. You never know. I might have a cult following. They watch people do the weirdest things, don't they? They might watch me. I've never wanted to watch the mukbang ones, though. I've got to whisper, have I? Oh, what? I'm just undoing the knot. Watch me undo the knot. You'd think I was doing some weird kind of heavy breathing, wouldn't they? Have you ever put one of those audio books on, the ones that say, guaranteed you make you go to sleep? Have you ever heard them? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you in a comfortable position? And I'm like, oh, get on with it. Just close your eyes. Empty your head. Think of nothing. And I'm like, if I could do that, I wouldn't need to be listening to you, love. Imagine you're in a clearing. There is nothing in the clearing. Only you. And you'll concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. And I can guarantee you, you're not giggling by the time they've done all that bit. It's so bloody weird. It does not make me want to go to sleep, I tell you. I just get the giggles. Somebody must have told him at one time they had a soothing voice, I think. And you're like, get on with the story. I wish I could. Wish I would fall asleep. I don't. I get the giggles or the hysterics, laughing at them. Because they're going, you are floating. Your body is weightless. And this is me going, I don't go to sleep at all. I just, it just makes me laugh. Oh dear. Have you never listened to one? You should listen to one for a laugh. Tales to go to sleep. You've got the most monotonous voice ever. Oh dear. Do you know, this bowl of wool has tested my patience tonight. I shall go to bed imagining how I get the knots out of it. That might send me to sleep. I'm unravelling a piece of wool. We just don't care about what. I care about unravelling this ball of wool. That's what I care about at the moment. That's what I'm caring about. I'm determined to unravel it before I go to bed. I'm not going to bed until I've unravelled it. Now it's welded itself together. Yeah. Oh, good. So glad you've done my thumbs up. Doesn't make any difference to me monetary-wise, but it does help to raise my profile, apparently. Although my profile has never been raised. I smile at these people who say, oh, my new subscribers, I've got 22,000 of them, but I'm like, where do they come from? They don't come from me. I still have the same few I had about 5 years ago. They're very loyal, my subscribers. I don't get any more of them, but they're very loyal. They don't leave me. But they don't tell their friends. Oh, dear. Early day. Oh, yeah, the more the merrier. I've got 40 now. Ooh-wee. Maybe they'll notice me. Maybe somebody will notice me and subscribe to me. Woo. Yeah, it makes me laugh when they say, I'm nearly at 22,000 or I'm nearly at 23,000. And I'm going, what do you do? I've got 40 thumbs up, according to me. What do you do to get 22,000 subscribers? You sell your soul. I don't even look if I've lost any anymore now. It's no longer a burning desire. At one time, I used to keep looking to see if I got any more. But now I don't look in case I've lost some. It'd be very soul-destroying if I did. Yeah, I don't. I don't take myself seriously enough, Enid. It's not, a prior. So I think some people get obsessed with it. They're obsessed with making it a success. They're obsessed with getting one more subscriber or something. And it kind of makes it To be honest, I've stopped watching a lot of people because that's all they want to talk about. Is, how many more subscribers? Oh my God, they'd pay me to put my clothes back on again, Peter. Yeah. At my time of life, I'd be covered up, woman. For God's sake, we don't want to see your waffles. No, it's all old that, isn't it? The only interaction you get off my love is me unravelling my wool. Yeah. No, with some it's become an obsession, isn't it? All you get off of is, oh, I'm nearly at so many thousand subscribers. All I need is a few more. Like and subscribe, and they're all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, just leave it off. To me, if people like me, they'll subscribe. If they don't like me, they won't. That's all I've got to say about the matter. I'm not going to sell myself just to get a few more subscribers. I'm not going to be untrue to myself, let's say. Not going to be fake. Yeah. Perhaps he likes craft beer. He's a guy, after all. Look at that. Da 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 da. Is Janet brilliant or what? She's undone it. She did have to cut it, but she's done it. A landscape gardener. Pretty. It's a good job Kaz isn't on here, because she'd want you around there. Oh, poor Kaz. Got a terrible garden. I've got knee-high grass and dog poo in mine at the moment. I think we've probably all got a job for him. Oh dear. I've not got green fingers, that's definitely. My mother was a whiz. She'd just get a little cutting and stick it in the ground, and it grew. No, she didn't pass it on to me, that's for sure. Oh, she didn't. Well, I'm not done bad. I said I was going off at midnight, and it's 3 minutes past midnight, and I managed. I've had to break it, I've had to cut it, which I didn't want to do. But at least it's not gone into like a row of purple all of a sudden, going across there, has it? What do I need to know? How do you get a green finger? Or is it a green thumb in it? I'm useless with plants. Want my sweater? There we go. Maybe it'll be larger by next weekend, or maybe I'll work on my sock. You never know. And I've got another cardigan. I don't know what wool it is. It's some I found in the shed. It's called, I think it's Turkish. That's what it's called, Nagano. It's all written in foreign, which it would be, wouldn't it? Hang on, upside down. Written in foreign. It says it's acrylic, which it feels very woolly. But I should have saved this one for you, Nathan, shouldn't I? It's got all your colours in it. Bit of a flopsy ball now. Never mind, I shall sort it out tomorrow. I'll put it on one side until I'll put it in my bag, and then it won't get in a mess. I've nearly finished another cardigan I was working on last week. You can't see it, can you? It's got red sparkles in it. Is it Spanish? I thought it was Turkish. I'm just doing the borders on it. I've got to sew the sleeves in yet. That's what I was doing last week. I've got sleeves to sew in yet, but I'm doing the border round at the minute. But I left it while I came on here. It was the black wool for this that got tangled around the wool in the first place. Oh, this one's nearly yarn bath, isn't it? Oh, dearie me. What to do? I think it needs rewinding. Oh, I hate it when the balls fall apart. Oh, gosh. I'm making a ball now. Would that make a good video? If you're wondering why I'm wearing that, I've got something wrong with my palm. I've got a trigger finger that's hurting like anything. Oh. Need to tidy up in here. It's looking a bit messy. Luckily, I put all my patterns away. I had all my patterns everywhere before. I put all them away. I was looking for a pattern for Aaron because I thought this wool was Aaron, but it turns out it's not Aaron. It turns out it's Junkie, I think. This reminds me, when I was a kid, everything came in a skein when I was a kid. And my brother used to see my mum reach for a skein of yarn out of a knitting bag, and he used to leg it. And I was never quick enough. So I was always the one who had to wind the skein with my mum. He never did any of them. He always manages to skive out of it. What was more irritating was one time she was knitting a sweater for him and he still ducked out of winding his own wool. Just hold your hands out. It's hurting me, mummy. I was only about 6 at the time. Little hand span. Little arm span, I should say. And she's like, hold your hands up. Well, at least my ball of wool's not falling apart anymore. That's the trouble, I wind from the middle. So when they fall apart, they just go into a great mess. Oh, day-o. You don't have to be daft to come on here, Peter, but it helps, yeah. We're none of us quite 100%. We've all got our moments. I should be doing this off camera, shouldn't I? Not wittering away to myself. Who have I got to watch tomorrow? Oh, Alternative Aging. She's come back from Portugal. And Joe Good. Got to watch all Middle-Aged Minx. I'll be watching her. I didn't watch much of her last week because she was sponsored by somebody who making pearls, and I thought, I'm not interested in pearls. So I kept skipping over that bit. Where she was trying to say, pearls illuminate your face. I'm like, no, they don't. Makeup illuminates your face. Good lighting illuminates your face. I don't think pearls do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have to be real pearls, which I don't have. I don't have the money for real pearls. Whoop-doo, whoop-doo-doo. It is. I got fed up with that. I used to do things for premature babies and things like that for one of my knit clubs. And then my knit clubs were getting all the credit and everything. They never knitted anything. It was always me. And I thought, nah, I'm not being mean. I'd like a bit of credit, thank you. It was me that was supplying the wool and me was doing all the work. And yet the knit club was getting all the glory. So I stopped. I said to the knit club, you do a few then, because you want the glory and you want the letter to pin on the wall saying how wonderful we all are. And none of you's done anything except me. Needless to say, they didn't do any more. The premature babies got out else because I refused to make any more. I said, no, I want you to tell them that it's me that's made them, not you lot, because you lot haven't made anyone. I know it sounds a bit petty, but no, but when the whole knit club gets the praise and they get a letter and they put it on the wall, you know, saying the whole knit club's done it, and the whole knit club haven't done anything. They haven't done a tap. That was what was annoying me. Right, that's me done now, finished. Got bits of hair all over me. Right, I'm off to bed now. It's 13 minutes past the witching hour. All the fireworks have stopped, so it's all peaceful now. So I think I can go to bed without whiz bang mollop. Anyway, thank you all for your company, and I will see you all next week. So I will say bye for now. Bye-bye. Oh, good night, Sandra. Where did you sneak in? We've obviously got a lurker. Right, bye for now. Oh, we had no shad. No shad, and I'm wearing my nice beads. So tell him if you see him, I was wearing my nice beads, yeah. Bye now.